My new name should be Machete Sills. Because I have the machete out today. Okay? I have the machete out. Because we're going to go hunting, by the way, always, especially on a football Friday. We started out with Big Sills. And by the way, we are powered by our great friends at BetUS. All 4 hours of the program. We appreciate those dudes being part of the program. If you guys are looking for a new betting house this coming football season, those are your boys along with JAKIB Sports, so we appreciate it. So I'm going to put the goggles on now. Let me clean them off here a little bit because I want to have clarity. I want to have clarity in where I'm going here. But before we start slicing and dicing, 1 week out from Packers and Eagles, Sao Paulo. Hey, by the way, Gardner Johnson, Devontae, AJ. I don't really think the Eagle players want to go to Brazil and play. I mean, that's just Big Sills, but it don't look like they're too hot to go down there and play a ball game. I got to think the Packers are the same way. Hey, nobody likes making those trips and those European vacations or those South American vacations. Nobody likes doing that to play a game. They don't like to do that, especially week one. That's not happening. It just doesn't look like it. Oh, and tomorrow, Canes and Gators. How you doing? University of Miami. We're going to wreak a little havoc on the college world starting this year. We're going to get that bad puppy back to being where, guess what? The fraudulent Bama run will once again have the ascension of the University of Miami, where kings are kings. Legends are made. Hall of Famers, year in and year out, go in to Canton, Ohio, from the University of Miami. How you doing? Going up to Shittsville, Florida, making a little history. Go get them, boys. I'll be watching. By the way, the Mario Cristobal interviews there for you guys if you want to go back and watch. Big Sills with Mario Cristobal. Hey, by the way, let me say this to you, man. The biggest fraud in college football this year will be the Colorado Buffaloes. They struggled against North Dakota State. Carson Wentz's beer-drinking white boys. Holy cow. Hey. Bama, where legends are made. I love it, man. The college football, there's nothing like college football, man. There's nothing like college football. Hey, get this. Let me read you a Shedeur Sanders line after last night's game against a Division II opponent. You understand I use the old school Division II. North Dakota State's Division II. It's like playing against Villanova. Okay, that's Division II. That's like FBS, they call it now, or some shit. So this is what the delusional Shedeur Sanders said. He had 445 yards against white corners last night. This is what this guy said today, I guess it was. He said this here. We just took one of the greatest dynasties of college football, and we took them down. North Dakota State? 9-time national champ, but still certain folks don't want to give us credit. You struggled against a program that barely recruits and throws scholarships at people. You have an awful football team. Travis Hunter is the real deal. Sanders, I'm not drafting that guy. The best player between those two guys is Travis Hunter. There is no doubt about that. I think that guy's the best player in the country. He's the best player in the country. Unbelievable. By the way, guys, do me a favor, please. Please hit the like button. Now, are you ready? By the way, Brian Johnson, the offensive coordinator of the Eagles a year ago, had no chance. He had no chance at being a decent coordinator. No chance in hell you have a head coach a year ago in Nick Sirianni meddling in the offensive play calling, and you had a center taking the most important responsibility away from a quarterback? How Jalen Hurts has won the amount of games and put up the amount of yards he's put up is mind-numbing with all the meddling that goes on. Okay? It is. Now, his accountability is absolutely ass. Yesterday. So let me say this to you. How many people think I took what Jalen Hurts said out of context? Okay? How many people thought yesterday I took Jalen Hurts' comments out of context? Oh, do we have some topics here? Okay? How many people thought that? That I took those comments of Hurts's? You tend to overreact it sometimes. Andreas, you did. Well, let's play him. Let's play him. Should we play him? Andreas says, you did. He says, I took him and I didn't represent Hurts's words. Cheese goes like this. Who cares? I think Jalen Hurts has a character problem. I think Jalen Hurts has a character problem. He has, for a season that has been dubbed by Nick Sirianni on a t-shirt, accountability, he has none. Get this. 9 minutes in. Well, let's do this. Why? No, it's not bashing. It's called holding the people, like Nick Sirianni said, fucking accountable. Hey, B-Mac, isn't the theme of the Philadelphia Eagles in 24 holding your teammates accountable? Andreas, okay, let's play it. Let's play it. Okay? Let's play it. And then you make your own assessment on what you think you're hearing. This is from ESPN, and I believe First Take.
Jason Kelce under center, but now with the passing of the torch to 25-year-old third-year center,
Let's start it.
Jalen Hurts admits that he was told not to worry about a lot of things when it came to pass protection with Jason Kelce under center, but now with the passing of the torch to 25-year-old third-year center Cam Jurgens, Hurts will have a more important role in things like picking up the blitz. Here's Hurts on the post-Jason Kelce era.
We had a great player in Jason Kelce who took on a lot of responsibility, and as a result of that, I was told not to worry about a lot of things. And so my eagerness to learn and all of that over the years, kind of was halted because of who we had. But now times are different, and I'm excited for that journey.
So Kelce's gone, and his development was stunted. That's how I read that. No more excuses, you Hurts lovers. That's a character thing. That's a character thing. It's a character thing. Is it between Sirianni and Hurts? If you're the ownership, why would you keep Nick Sirianni in the room if you know that's how Jalen Hurts feels about him like that? Why would you keep him retained? Because you don't want to look bad because he's been to the playoffs? Your quarterback fucking hates that guy for stunting his growth the last 3 years because you didn't give him the most important thing to develop a quarterback. You did it with fucking Wentz too. There's no getting around the fact Wentz had the same issues at the end in Philly that Hurts had at the end of the season last year. Okay? Get this. He'll talk. You don't get this. Every news outlet on the planet is talking about the disconnect with the quarterback and the fucking current head coach. Mr. Perez goes, he'll talk about this for the first 2 hours. You're damn right. Because I'll ask common questions that affect the 2024 season. I don't give a shit about 23. 23 laid the cement for this problem that you still have. You still have cancer. You still have cancer. You didn't get rid of cancer. You still have the cancer. Look at this. Okay, where is that again? Every time a guy like M. Perez says I'm drunk, we're going to play the soundbite. Because you know what this turns out to be? Some Eagle fans living in denial.
Jalen Hurts admits that he was told not to worry about a lot of things when it came to pass protection with Jason Kelce under center. But now, with the passing of the torch to 25-year-old third-year center Cam Jurgens, Hurts will have a more important role in things like picking up the blitz. Here's Hurts on the post-Jason Kelce era.
We had a great player here, Jason Kelce, who took on a lot of responsibility, and as a result of that, I was told not to worry about a lot of things. And so my eagerness to learn and all of that over the years, kind of was halted because of who we had. But now times are different, and I'm excited for that journey.
Keep it up. Play it again if you want. No problem. Now, is he blaming Nick Sirianni as his development as a quarterback in Philly? Who's he blaming? Is he blaming the organization? I wanted to make sure we had the soundbite so that you just weren't thinking it was me. Your boy said it. Get this. He didn't say anything wrong. That's not the point here. That's not the point. Why are you bringing it up? This is getting out of hand. The meddling we've known forever. Now it seems it's getting worse. It is getting worse. No wonder a lot of talent doesn't develop under us. It's all control everywhere and everything. Absolutely, Jason. Thank you for the super chat. Jason, Howie Roseman does 9 or 8 out of 10 things exceptional. Contract negotiations, restructuring of contracts, finding veterans on rosters at the bottom and finding guys that are golden nuggets. All those things are so true. He's pretty good at acquisitions of free agents that are out in the meant to be an impact on the team. Hassan Reddick, trading for Darius Slade. Those are all really good moves. But at the end of the day, the problem becomes he gets involved in the game planning, the picking of the roster that the coaches want. I wonder really how many of those players on the current roster the coaching staff really had a complete say in, because if you're telling me Howie Roseman, general managers don't have the final say anywhere else with successful coaches. You actually think Les Snead has the final call in Los Angeles with Sean McVay? I know for a fact he doesn't. Do you think the people in Pittsburgh have the final say over Mike Tomlin or John Harbaugh with what they do there? With not Cassari, with DaCosta? No, they don't. The head coach has complete autonomy, and they work together. The only places that I can think of are the Cowboys and the Eagles that do that shit. Now, let me go into the topic here. And once again, Brian Johnson never had a chance to be a coach. Stop blaming him. Stop blaming him. Jalen Hurts got Brian Johnson fired then, if that's the case. If you tell me Josh Allen got Joe Brady or the Ken Dorsey fired in Buffalo, Jalen Hurts got Brian Johnson fired. Case closed. He got him fired. That's his responsibility, is it not? You tell me that Ken Dorsey was the result of Josh Allen. Well, same in Philly. It works there too. Okay? Get this. Here's false news. Here's false news. Where is it? It was Johnson's system. Folks, will you tell Andreas whose offense it was last year? We heard every week at the podium. Can you guys tell Andreas whose system and whose offense it was last year? He must have said it at least 16 of the 17 weeks. Reggie, thank you. Help him out. Will you guys help Andreas out? And who kept telling us week in and week out whose offense it was? Look, now we know who are the enablers in here. Okay? We now know. What's here? Look, see? Twiz is an enabler. The other guy's an enabler. And they don't want to face reality. Let me ask you this. With what you just heard, that Jalen Hurts is blaming either the organization, Jason Kelce, or Nick Sirianni for his lack of development as a quarterback. Is that how you took that? I wonder how Nick Sirianni feels about his quarterback throwing him under the bus nationally yesterday, saying that the reason that my development was hindered was because I didn't have complete control of the offense. That's on the coach. How do you think that relationship is between Nick and Jalen today? Worse or better? I think it's worse. Nick's got to eat crow. Why are the Eagles making Nick Sirianni eat crow? Is that his job? To eat crow and to take it on the chin? I can't wait. I pray to God we don't have a Dana Bash in the Philly media. And they'll ask a decent question. I pray to God that they'll press Sirianni on it. By the way, I actually kind of feel for Nick here. It was all knee pad Nick's fault. Honestly. I mean, Hurts and Nick don't get along. Hurts' character won't let him say something about him. He just said it yesterday. He said that Nick Sirianni stunted his growth as a quarterback for the last 3 years. It's either Nick or Howie he's blaming. He's not blaming Howie because anytime he mentions people that he's dealing with now, it goes Mr. Laurie, Howie, Kellen, the quarterback coach, and then Nick. So who is it? Knee pad Nick told us it was Brian Johnson's office. He never fucking said that. He never said that. That is an absolute fake news lie by Flexen. He said it was my offense. Brian Johnson was calling the plays. Facts. That's a lie. That's a Philadelphia Eagles sports fan lie. It's a bull-faced lie. Okay? Bull-faced lie. Now I understand why you've been confused for 35 years. Thank God Big Sills is here to straighten most of you fuckers out because you've been getting fed. And as the years have gone on, WIP and 97.5 have become knee pad and knee bend over stations for that football team because accessibility is lacking. They're not going to put people on those stations any longer or shows that don't conform. They'll put a sexual harassment guy on the air to make sure that that message is out. They'll put a guy who destroyed Deshaun Jackson's career in Philly. They'll put him in the dugout or in the locker room in Philadelphia and at the NovaCare Center just to get their message out. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't tell you the truth. They lie to you daily. They're not telling you the truth. Not telling you the truth. Get this. Eduardo goes like this. Who lit the fuse on Sil's tampon? You must got me wrong, dude. You must be thinking of the guy, Tim, whatever his name is. He's the guy that puts tampons in dudes' lockers or dudes' bathrooms. Not me. Wrong guy. Get your parties right. Not that I'm affiliated. I'm affiliated with the Big Sil's party. Jalen Hurts has got to grow up. Sil's ultimately, Jalen Hurts' growth is on Jalen Hurts. That's right, Bob. I understand wanting to learn team blocking schemes while Kelce was there, but the delay puts his offense at a disadvantage. Hey, Xander, can you please put up that super chat I missed? Thank you. Kneepack Nick, a.k.a. Sore Throat Sirianni. Okay. How do you think you feel? Hey, let me ask you this. How's this? Hey, wait a minute. Where's the other guy here that said something? Why are you mad at me for a guy calling his coach out? What are you mad at me for? Why are you mad at me? Why are you throwing names at me when he's the guy that said that? Chill, bro. Why are you getting worked up over other men? I cover football teams. I cover shit like this. We were never told why the football team destroyed itself last year. I don't think the problems have been fixed. Jameson, let's leave you up here for a minute. So you think the problems in the Philadelphia Eagle locker room, Jalen Hurts on August 29th coming out and saying that the organization hindered my development as a quarterback, you think that's been fixed because of the hiring of Kellen Moore? How many people think that's fixed when Hurts is still bringing it up? How many people? Jameson, do you think that that's been fixed? Watch this answer. You want to see another green-eyed answer? You want to see another green-eyed answer? Come on, Jameson, tell them. All better, right? You got a quarterback that is saying that this organization is Get this. Can I say something to you about Hurts? I wish to Jesus that Carson Wentz had said this publicly. I wish he said this publicly. That'll give you full control of your own offense in Philly as a quarterback. Because if Hurts doesn't have it, and they're paying him more than they paid Wentz, Wentz never had it either. Here lies your problems in development of your quarterbacks. You will never develop a quarterback. I am so convinced that guy will never win like he did in 22, more so now than ever before. You know why? Fundamentally, you can't help yourselves. You destroyed Wentz. You're trying to destroy Hurts. And you do it with two things: rotating coordinators and meddling. And now, get this. If Jalen Hurts can't pick up that blocking, do you know who the next guy in line is going to be to help pick up the blocking? Landon Dickerson. It's going to be Landon Dickerson and Cam Jurgens. And they'll go back next year, just like they had a 360 thought process on getting a new coordinator in this year. That will be taken from Jalen. If he doesn't improve on recognizing blitzes, that will be taken from him. You know why? The organization has relented and said, okay, Jalen, are you sure Jalen is going to be able to handle this? I'm not. He's never done it. Get this. Here's another thing you have to understand. Flex didn't tell the truth. Not true. Hey, Never told the truth. Hey, so Jalen Hurts is doing something again, two things that he's never done on a consistent basis. Been a drop back passer and now recognizing blitzes. And you're giving him the benefit of the doubt. Why? He's never done it. He's never done it. He has never done it in 5 years in Philly. Why are you giving that the benefit? Not a chance in hell you win that Green Bay game. No way. No way. No way. Truth, justice, and the Big Sills way will always win. Absolutely. Hey, wait a minute. Sills. So, Matty, he looks like an old man. He looks like the old man from Up. Hey, why are you mad at me? Why are you mad at me, man? Here, every time messages like that come up, every single time, this is what we get to hear. The golden voice of Jalen Hurts talking about not being developed in Philadelphia. Wonderful. Here we go. This is for you. Twiz, Flex.
About a lot of things when it came to pass protection with Jason Kelce under center, but now with the passing of the
Prince,
torch
is
to
for you.
25-year-old third-year center.
Wait,
Cam
here it
Jordan.
comes.
Hurts will have a more important role
The
in
golden
things like
child.
picking up the blitz. Here's Hurts on the post-Jason Kelce era.
We had a great player in Jason Kelce who took on a lot of responsibility, and in result of that, I was told not to worry about a lot of things.
Not my fault.
And so my eagerness to learn and all of that over the years, kind of was halted because of who we had. But now times are different, and I'm excited for that journey.
Now he's out of the building. Now I'm excited about moving forward with my development as a quarterback. Don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me. Get mad at your guy. Get mad at your guy. You're Nick Sirianni. You got to be listening to that going like this. Jesus Christ, this guy's still throwing me under the bus. Still throwing me under a bus. And get this. Hey, is that leadership? Is that leadership? Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Hey, I didn't take it that way. You guys are snowflakes, some of you, man. Some of you are the biggest pussies I've ever seen in my life. There, I said it. You are so... I've never seen anything like it. Some of you really, honestly, need to check the time of the month for you. It's really unbecoming of a sports fan, especially ones that watch the show here. Oh, my God. Oh, man. Hey, Sills, what did you think Jalen meant last year when he said, I question people's commitment? Hey, Madbird, thank you, man. Good. Hey, Xander, I missed another super chat. I apologize there. If we can get that loud. Yeah. My eagerness to learn coming from a quarterback who still can't read a defense after playing the position for 20 years. Hey, Nasta, but here's the problem. Now I know why he can't read defenses, because he's never been asked to read protections. You can't read. If you can't identify blitzing and pressure, there's not a chance in hell you're going to be a good reader of defenses. The first and foremost thing when you go to the line of scrimmage as a quarterback is identify where you think the pressure's coming from. Then you're looking for the free or strong safety to try to figure out if they're in man or zone. Then you're trying to figure out a pre-snap read that gives you an idea where the hole in the defense is going to be. Then you got to set the fucking protection, which he's never done that either. This guy's so far behind. And the reason the RPO worked, because all those things were taken out. He didn't have to set protection in an RPO. He didn't have to read defenses in an RPO. But now you got him in an offense. He's got to do all that. Okay. Who the hell do you think you drafted? Patrick Mahomes? This is classic. How you destroy kids' development. Hey, it's only 5 years in. Congratulations. You're now going to give the kid the ability to learn how to pick up pressure. Wow. Way to go. Only 5 years in. Wow. That's really dope of you. 5 years in, you're going to teach a guy how to identify pressure. Holy shit. No wonder the guy, I kept saying this the whole fucking time. No wonder he can't read a defense. Now I know it's really not on Hurts. No quarterback in the NFL has a center calling pass protection. Nobody. Not even Kyler Murray. Not even Kyler Murray calls his own protection. He was asked it 2 days ago. Stills in 22, the Eagles offense was blitzed 129 times. In 2023 season, they were blitzed 142. That's only 12 more times in 2022. Abe. And they got home. And they got home. So you're telling me the organization intentionally refused to develop their $250 million quarterback for some petty reason. Are you living in the Twilight Zone? Are you living in reality? Because that's exactly what happened. Jeff Stoutland and the center had the responsibility that every quarterback in the National Football League has on his plate, setting pass protection. The quarterback is the guy who's standing up. He's going to identify the pressure better than anybody bending over. That's how no wonder Hurts doesn't audible a lot. My God almighty, do you guys know anything about football? Bob, are you in here? Now you know why Hurts doesn't audible a lot. He doesn't audible because why? The pass protection set. That's a tip-off to a defense and a defensive coordinator. You're tipping your plays. You don't see that. If you can't audible out of plays because the quarterback is worried that the center is on a different page in pass protection and identifying pressure, the quarterback's not changing the play. He can't. Hurts wants to change a play. Jalen comes to the line of scrimmage. He identifies where he thinks the pressure's coming from. Kelce's called something different, and he's already down in his stance. He can't audible out of that. He's got to go with the play like we saw a year ago. That's why Hurts went to primary targets. Wow. You fucked this kid all up last year. You wanted him to do so many different things, but you didn't allow him to do the key things to make it happen. No wonder he hasn't thrown for $4,000 like every other mainstream quarterback, including Baker Mayfield. Holy cow. Holy Maron. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Stills Hurts' hands would be tied because he has no options. Correct, Bob. Jason Kelce comes to the line of scrimmage and he sees where he believes pressure's coming from. He says set. You can't audible out of that. You can't audible out of that. Because Hurts has had that taken. He told you, don't worry about it. Well, the defense starts knowing that. Hey, the center's making the snap. He's making the pass protection. How many times do you think they gave them false blitz reads? Half the time? That's why they struggled picking it up. It's a fundamental technique problem. The quarterback has to be that guy. He has to. He has to be that guy. Dude, Jalen had quite a job last year. Dan, remember when the quarterback did it all? Peeked his head out of the huddle, looked at the D, called the play, and then audibled out if necessary. Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, think about it. Okay? get this. Hey, Bob. And what I'm saying is this is the fundamentals on how you develop a quarterback. Sales Hurts' comments will put the new relationship with Sirianni to test. This comment will expose the cancer. If the media takes a shot at Jalen, how he's the cancer, he approved the hit piece. Absolutely. Absolutely. The Eagles had to have been made aware. Oh, no, Jalen said this. Hey, get this. Jalen said this free at a radio telethon. Okay? Holy cow. My lawn. I mean, organizational malpractice. Nice culture and leadership. Quarterback is 4 years behind in his development. Okay? Better call Martindale again. Maybe he can get Jalen ready. Black Leo, it's the organization running Hurts like they did Wentz. Is the organization ruining Hurts like they did Wentz? Absolutely. They're doing the same fundamental. Well, wait a minute. Here's the difference, though. Black Leo. They never gave Wentz the ability to call pass protection because Kelce was in the building. This is the first time they've gone outside of fundamental mentality of an organization. For whatever reason, Jeff Stoutland and Jason Kelce did not trust Jalen Hurts and his ability to be able to read blitz pressure when he first got the job. And let me ask you one more thing. You paid a quarterback $50 million knowing full well he can't identify blitz pressure? High school quarterbacks can do that. I mean, you paid a guy $50 million knowing full well he's underdeveloped as a passer. You know, Xander, everyone, I've been telling you I don't believe in the guy as a passer. You know what? I've been telling you I don't believe in the guy as a passer. Maybe it isn't Jalen. Maybe it isn't him. I wish Carson Wentz had said it earlier too. Hey, man, the number one key you have as a quarterback, there's two things you have to have in development on being able to read an NFL defense. What was the number one thing that used to always hamper Brady? Identifying internal pressure. Identifying internal pressure. Hey, I like how some of you are trying to change the subject. This hasn't been resolved because you know why? The quarterback is more of an outlier now going into this year than any other time in his career. He's never identified pressure. He's not that great at reading defenses because of that. So now on his plate, he's got to add something different, which he's been working diligently at. And he's got a new coordinator and a new center. I want to see it. And I got a feeling that's one of the reasons why AJ and Devontae were saying that at the press conference yesterday. Let's see how it works. Let's see how this works. Your opinion, Sales. How does Hurts right the ship this year? What does he need to do to improve? Black Leo. You know what, Leo, I would say, fuck those coaches, not Kellen. I don't want to hear anything out of anybody's mouth. If I get sacked, it's on me. If I throw a pick, I don't want to hear it. This is my team now. I'm not listening to anybody. You didn't listen to me when I wanted to be more involved in the setting of protection and also on identifying blitz pressure. You didn't want to hear my opinion. This is my spot now. Okay? This is my spot. He's being asked to do something in this Packer game he's never done on 3 different levels. And you're just giving him the benefit. No way. No way. I guarantee you that offense in the first half struggles. Then they'll go simple and they'll go back to basic. Packers better not get a lead on them. They'll lose. That game could be over in the first half if they get up 14-0. You're not coming from behind because they'll panic and throw the ball more. You need a lead on Green Bay right out of the gate. Dan, you're too right. Green Bay will blitz the living hell out of them. The Packers will run, and Love will pick us apart. Packers take the opener 38-28. Think about something else, what Jalen's identifying. Think about something else too, Bob, what he's done. Guys, who's the Green Bay defensive coordinator? Got a brand new guy up there, right, Bob? Sil's, the situation is proof of the organization's belief in plug and play. Hurts and Wentz treated the same, but Foles was used differently by Doug, Foles, and Doug. Gone. How he calls the shots. Who's the D coordinator up there in Green Bay? Happy Friday, my guy, Big Sills. This is crazy that we are going into week 1 and the 8-ball not even counting the defense not being addressed anyhow. Hey, I know, man. I feel for you, dude. That whole football team, I get it. Sills, you act like Hurts isn't good at quick passes. No, he's not. He doesn't have a short fucking passing game. He never had an audible game. Because that wasn't in the cards for him. He's not good at short passes because he's never done it. What are you making up now? You guys are manufacturing a quarterback that doesn't exist. The ghost of Jeff Fisher. The only thing you're going to see from Sirianni this season is him pacing up and down the sidelines. He's got to take a crap. Okay, Halfley. Jeff Halfley. Thank you very much. Okay, so get this. You got Jalen Hurts on a radiothon yesterday telling people, well, now this is my first year that I'll be in charge of pass protection. If I'm the defensive coordinator, I'm going to put that science to test right away. I'm actually going to see what this guy can understand and I'm going to throw so many different looks at him and disguises at him. We'll find out right away. We'll find out right away. You don't really get this. Jalen Hurts tipped his hand too. He shouldn't have said anything about it. You shouldn't have brought that up, that this is the first year you're going to be identifying pressure. I mean, you tipped your hand. You told a Green Bay Packer team, he's been in the league 5 years. 5 years. I've never handled blitz pressure. Okay. Well, let's put that to test. Okay? Guys, please hit the like button. They're gonna bring massive pressure. And they're going to disguise, and they're also going to do this to Packers. They're going to have post-snap coverage changes. And they're going to bring pressure from all kinds of different ways. That offensive line, get this. Saquon Barkley's biggest impact in that game at Green Bay on next Friday will be pass protection. It'll be pass protection. Hey, Cowboy dude, stop talking to me about a bust like Mozzie Smith. Mozzie Smith, Jalen Carter. I mean, dude. I mean, it's like talking to me about your owner that looks like Skeletor and talking to me about Brad Pitt and how good they look. Stop it. It's night and day. Mozzie Smith, he sucks. Dude, honestly, stop with Mozzie. If you want to talk about a Cowboy that's good, okay, but not a guy that's not good. I mean, Big Seals, do you trust Slang and Rodgers to tackle in the flat? I don't think you have to tackle I don't think you have to tackle any longer in the flat. I think you have to corral him towards pursuit, which is the middle of the field. Okay? I think this is going to be your defense is not going to be a high impact defense. When I'm talking about high collisions, you want to turn everything in from the numbers to the zone in the middle of the field. Remember what I told you what a 2-eye safety is? Guys, you're not okay. Once again, guys, 2-high safety. I'll write it out a little bit later. But the 2-high safety, you're going to have a zone in the middle of the field. That's where Vic wants all the football plays made. He fears the numbers because his corners are 10 yards off the ball. Okay? You got 2-high safety and corners 10 yards off the ball. And you got backers who can't cover, and they're going to be back a little more, which means this. You know how much pressure is going to be on Carter and Davis to stop the run? If Green Bay can't stop the run, what happens? Those linebackers have to shrink in, and your zone becomes even bigger, and Love will pick it apart in the middle. Because fundamentally, you can't cover playing 10 yards deep and 2 deep. Scheme-wise, you can't. You're at a disadvantage. He's going to throw for – now, that doesn't mean they win the game if he throws for a ton of yards, but he's going to throw for a ton of yards if you can't stop the run. If the run stopped and the 2 tackles are playing well, those backers can float back a little more back in the zone and shrink that zone. But you can't shrink it from the top because you're playing 2-high safety. It's a fundamental defense that either this, if you get killed against the run, you're losing the game anyway because you're playing 2 deep. You're playing 2 deep, 4 across the board in the back end. Do you understand how far you're off the ball? Your safeties are going to be 25 yards to 20 yards off the ball. And your corners are 10 yards off the ball. How do you cover a Justin Jefferson like that? It's impossible. And if you're not getting pressure, that's a great take. That's a great take. That's the game. That is the game that Vic Fangio is playing right there what Pickens said. That's the game. Yards over points. Absolutely 1,000%. That is Vic Fangio's defense. That is it right there. No question about it. Get this. This guy says this is where Cooper DeJean comes in. Give me a fucking break. Cooper DeJean. So you're going to have a cornerback who never played the cornerback position really at a high level in Isaiah Rodgers and hasn't played ball in a year. You're going to put a rookie from Iowa at one of the corner safeties, and you're going to take Mitchell off the field, and you're counting on Slay not having had an age year or Father Time hits him. Jordan Love will throw for 450 yards in that game. That's right. It's a bend but don't break defense. Mr. International, this is what Vic Fangio is saying. He doesn't believe the Green Bay Packers and Jordan Love could take a 12-play drive without making a mistake or having a 3-and-out before they get the ball back and you have to punt it on 4th down. They're not trying to get you off the field right away. They're playing for you to make a mistake because he doesn't have the people yet. I'm actually most excited for Friday's game just to see if the offense, coaching staff has any answers for when the Packers show zero blitz. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Okay? It's crazy how everyone hates Nick. Hey, Jimmy, including your quarterback. Including your quarterback. Right? Right? Eagles just posted team captains. Smitty isn't one. I don't think he's really happy about being down. And hey, I don't think him or AJ are real happy about going down to Sao Paulo. I don't think those guys are real happy. I don't blame them. Fuck am I doing playing in Brazil? Give me a break. Home game away from the link for you to have cash registers on our back? Give me a break, guy. Jordan Love got paid because playoff win, and Jalen got paid because of a super. That's not true. Oh, wait, Jalen did get paid because of the Super Bowl appearance. It wasn't those numbers. There are two different levels between the two quarterbacks. In this defense, the Packers never played against. In his defense, the Packers never played against, right? That's correct. Packers did a great job on Dak last year. And by the way, that Packer defense got better towards the end of the year, but they lost people. They lost people in that secondary. That's why they had to go get Xavier McKinney. I understand where the 90% new came from. That's right. You know what? Xander said this yesterday. And he said it, I think, today. He goes like this. You know, the comments about Jalen saying 95% new? Yeah. Yeah. Between the motion and blocking assignments and picking up the assignment on blocking schemes, it is 95% new. He's going to either recognize an audible more this year, which could be a good thing. Okay? That means he's changing Kellen Moore's plays. Be prepared for that. Jalen's going to change a lot of what Kellen does. Because why? He's got pass blocking responsibilities now, and pass protecting. So some of the things that Kellen calls might get 86 by Hurts himself at the line of scrimmage. Interesting. Wonder how that dynamic works. This is the MVP year we've been looking for out of Hurts. He'll outdo Lamar both as a runner and passer. Man, if you think he is a better runner than Lamar, who just won his second MVP by the time of 26 and has never thrown for over 3,900 yards in his career as well. In the other MVP year, he threw for 3,100 yards. You're out of your fucking mind. That guy's got 2 most valuable player awards. He's won 14 games twice. He's got one of the greatest win percentages in NFL history. And you think that guy will outdo him? Good luck. Good luck. Okay? Jalen may have the team. He's the player. Lamar doesn't have a team like Jalen. There's nowhere remotely close. Nowhere remotely close. In talent. Receiver-wise, tight end probably. They didn't have Henry last year. He won the MVP without him. It was Zay Flowers and him. That's it. Edwards was lost in week 10. Ironically, in 2000, not last year he didn't. Not last year he did not. He did not. Get this. As a matter of fact, he's only outplayed Josh Allen 1 year of his career. Maybe. He didn't outplay him in 21. That's a fucking lie. Hurts has never outplayed Josh Allen. Maybe. And I haven't even looked it up, 2022. Maybe. I mean, get this. I love when people bring this up. And then you get beat by Drew Lock and Tyrod Taylor. He got beat by them guys too. Don't forget. And Zach Wilson. Good night. That's 1 year too many. Okay. Sills, we will learn Friday if Hurts grasps Moore's hot reads. Hurts must know he's getting blitzed. So those reads and those checkdowns will be tested early. Burn the D, and they'll play straight up. I'm just saying to you, man. Make no mistake about it. I wonder how Nick Sirianni feels today. That the quarterback is telling his coach, hey, last couple of years, man, you've done nothing to help me grow as a quarterback. Hey, do you admire that? Or do you rip him for it, or both? I'm really not sure. And you know me, I don't like to sit in the middle like some of you. Some of you guys like sitting on those hot posts. Not me. Do you rip them for coming out and saying, well, these guys completely have hurt our growth as a quarterback? Mr. International says Jalen crossed the line. Coach is still in the building, too. Yeah, they told me that, I didn't have to worry about shit. And all pass protection and blitz pickup and zero blitz reads and all that were at some handled by someone else and not me. Well, how the hell are you going to – hey, I really do have to take back if Jalen Hurts can read a defense or not. I'm going to do something here that I thought I'd never do, Xander. Hey, Jalen, I apologize. All you guys at the NovaCare Center that you can't read a defense, I have to apologize because I really don't know if you can or not. I don't know if you can or can't. I just know this. The number one tool that teaches you how to read defenses you didn't have for the 4 years you've been an Eagle, and you didn't have that responsibility? Like Carson Wentz didn't? No wonder you can't read a defense. How in the fuck can you read a defense when you know the pressure's coming from over here and you're worried about the pressure coming because guess why? Jason Kelce told you. Where you can audible out of that play, set a different pass protection, and run a check down. You understand that's why the check downs have now been added to the offense now is because that Jalen is going to be more in touch with the pass protection of identifying blitz pressure and zero blitz. This, you know why you guys are seeing a better and maybe a better version of Hurts is because Kelce's out of the equation. It's not as predictable. Kelce made it predictable. The Eagles made their offense predictable from the owner's box. And it fucked the kid over. They figured it out. They figured it out on Wentz and they figured it out on Hurts. You coached Jalen Hurts the same way you coached Carson Wentz. That's why it doesn't matter who your coaches are. They do it. You know what you got to hope for? Guys, you got to hope for this. That Hurts is exceptional at reading the blitzes and can set pass protection. Because you know why? They'll do exactly what they did to Sean Desai. They'll take that away from him right in the middle of the year. You know why? They've got a track record of panicking. Okay? Jalen's done it all his life. He's been playing ball since a kid, coached by his father, then Nick Saban. That's great. I don't care if you're coached by Newt Rockne, Abe. If you're taking skill set tools away from a player to be able to help him understand what defenses are trying to do to you, I don't care how good a quarterback you are. I don't care what kind of skill set you have. Can you imagine telling Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady, hey, don't worry about pass protection. The other guys will handle it. They would tell you to go to hell. There's nothing about these offenses. You think Patrick Mahomes doesn't have complete autonomy over his offense when to check out of a play, into a play, set pass protection? This guy's you have to become an offensive coordinator on the field. How many times do you guys go like this, system quarterback? That's what you call Brock Purdy. That's what a system quarterback is. You know what a system quarterback is? He's got complete control of the system that's been given to him, and he's going to take the tools that he has on setting pass protection, identifying pre-snap reads, knowing exactly what the landmarks out there on pre-snap, and then post-snap. That's a system. Hurts is not a system quarterback. He's a half a system quarterback. They don't give him all the tools to be good. You know, for the life of me, I go, how can a guy have two 1,000-yard receivers and he can't throw for more than 3,800 yards? You know why the checkdowns aren't there? Because Kelce was in the way. You're like this, Dan, Kelce's up. That Drew Lock in the Seattle game had more responsibility in the Seattle game of a year ago than what Hurts did in his own offense. How in the world can Drew Lock have more say on an offense than Jalen Hurts? How? Jalen reached out to Wink Martindale. Why? Why do you think he did? What were we tipping off on our offense so much that made you blitz with such great success? That's what he asked him. Look at this guy. This guy thinks we're hating on Hurts. I'm hating on what you did to him. This guy's a fucking idiot here. All he hears is Jalen failing. He failed because you made him fail. This is not Hurts. This is not Hurts. Now, you can bitch at him for throwing Kelce and everyone else under the bus here. Drew, look at Drew. Drew, you're like the only guy that's getting this. I'm fucking standing up for the guy. Get this. This is not saying shit every time. We now fucking understand Hurts felt the offense was never his, and why the issues were of him developing as a quarterback were because the organization held him back. Oh, my God. Dude. Hey, Mask, this is a you thing then. Get this. Wait. Professor says that I'm taking this way out of context here. Well, we have the context, Professor. Every time somebody says shit like that, you can hear it from your own quarterback's mouth.
Admits that he was told not to worry about a lot of things when it came to pass protection with Jason Kelce under center. But now, with the passing of the torch to 25-year-old third-year center Cam Jurgens, Hurts will have a more important role in things like picking up the blitz. Here's Hurts on the post-Jason Kelce era.
We had a great player in Jason Kelce who took on a lot of responsibility And a result of that, I was told not to worry about a lot of things. And so my eagerness to learn and all of that over the years, kind of was halted because of who we had. But now times are different, and I'm excited for that journey.
My ability to learn and continue to evolve as a quarterback was halted. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Okay? I didn't say that, Professor. Your quarterback said his progress was halted. Hey, Marshall, you're under the impression here that I'm ripping Hurts, and I'm not. Hey, you want to rip him for tossing people under the bus? He's not lying. Okay? Xander's right. There's still an accountability problem on Hurts' end. Dude, that's a different discussion. I'm talking about development. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. I mean, dude, you got Brian Johnson fired last year. You did. They were drawing up the plays in your lack of execution. Whether you were put in a bad position, and we'll talk more about the accountability part here. But I'm saying this. The Eagles, this is their problem. Their conveyor belt of coordinators and the lack of trust with Hurts. How do you give a guy $250 million and you don't trust him? How do you do that? You gave Jalen Hurts $250 million and you didn't trust him with the simplest thing. Not a simple thing, but one of the fundamental things in helping a guy grow. Once again, that's Howie not being a football guy. Can't fucking take that dynamic away. That's taking audibling away. That's taking pre-snap recognition away. How many people are looking at the motion now going, hey, you know why motion didn't matter last year? Everyone knew the motion was stupid with the Eagles because Kelce was setting the protection. No one bought the motion. You're buying the motion now. Why? Hurts he's got the blocking assignments in his hand. He can audible out of that and check down. Why do you think that team has absolutely thrown a billion checkdowns this preseason? Because that's exactly how to get away from zero blitz. It's the first time they've actually practiced it, implemented it. Hey, get this, Dan. Coach's son didn't help him. Ownership dropped the ball. Dan. Ownership dropped the ball. They kept the cancer in the body. Why? Optics. There's two things on the Philadelphia Eagles. Actually, there's three things on the Philadelphia Eagles right now that show you exactly what the organization's all about. Bradbury still being on the team because Howie cut that deal. Anaya Smith on IR. And this. And Sirianni being on the team still. You've been trashing Hurts from the beginning. How in the world am I trashing Jalen Hurts when I'm saying that the fucking organization has stunted the kid's growth? Here, let me be more simple, Marshall. I'm actually standing up for him and his development here. You're missing. It's unbelievable what you want to hear, Marshall. If you took that as me not staying, we'll talk about the accountability here in a minute. You people hear what you want to hear. It's insanity. Now I know why our country's in the shape that it's in. You'll listen to anything and buy it. If someone says it, you'll believe it. Instead of finding it out for yourself, you fucking go with the masses. You're sheep. I hate that. Oh, he said it. I heard it from him. Sills, I have no issues with Hurts speaking out. We're going to talk about that here in a minute. We all bitch that Hurts did not speak up. True. Calling out the coach or GM in public is ballsy. So Hurts better back it up. Hurts owns this offense now. Hey, Bob, you know what? I'll tell you this. 2 quarterbacks yesterday called out their bosses. Dak Prescott and Jalen Hurts. Dak Prescott went like this. They asked him about Jerry's comments about doing the New Deal. You know what he said? I stopped listening and caring what Jerry said to the media a long time ago. Whether it's here or somewhere else, I'm going to get paid. Not worried about that right now. I'm worried about Cleveland. Perfect answer. He has no trade. You can't franchise him. Dallas Cowboys pretty much have their balls tied like a bull. He's got them by the short hairs. Whether you think Dak's good or not, he's got Jerry Jones and the Cowboys by the short hairs. Okay? He totally can't franchise him, and you can't. He has no trade. You can't do anything to the guy. And you're going to allow the guy just to walk out the building? For another team to give him $60 million. Told Jerry, I don't care if it's here or somewhere else. And I stopped listening to that guy a long time ago. And you got Jalen Hurts going like this. Finally, this year, I got the offense, and we'll be able to move forward in the growth of me becoming a better quarterback in this league. Good. Okay? Good. Sills, what is your projection of career for Hurts if he keeps coordinator Kellen by his side? Do you see progress in him as a quarterback over time? Forrest. Kellen, yes. And let me see how he handles all the responsibility for the first time in his career. He hasn't had to do anything like this for 4 years in Philly. Okay? He hasn't. Seals for president 28. No bullshit candidate. Bang! Yeah, we got guys that, bottom of the hour. Xander's going to talk about the greatness of Hurts, too. I'm sure of it in 15. Oh, no, remember, the no-holds defense. Also, Cole, Jason, national news. Last weekend of non-pro football, college football this weekend. Then we will have the Philly Godfather. He'll be on with us as he is each and every single Friday at 5:30. Absolutely, my friend. How many games will it take, Sills? We'll talk about all that when we come back out of the timeout here. Guys, do me a favor. Please hit the like button. Like I tell you guys, if you're looking for a new betting house this coming year, you got to team it up with JAKIB Sports and with our friends at BetUS. Great opportunity right now. 125% bonuses on your first 3 deposits of up to $2,000. This is the home of Michael Vick. And also, how about this? 200% crypto bonuses that you can get when you make your wagers. Go to betus.com.pa. That's betus.com.pa for you to make those wagers. Live wagers in all major games. A lot of college football games this weekend. 24/7 personalized service, 365 days of the year. Fastest payouts in the business. Like I said, go to betus.com.pa. That's betus.com.pa. And do me a favor. Tell them Big Sil sent you.
Michael Vick at betus.com. Catch an incredible 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits, plus 10% gambler's insurance. BetUS, my online sportsbook and casino.
If you missed any of today's show on the JAKIB Media channel, listen to the podcast on your way home. Available on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify.